Welcome, everybody, to Connect and Serve. This is Hives for Heroes, where we connect veterans and first responders to beekeepers all over the country, providing access, resources, and funding for your success. We are so happy to be here today as we are going to have a huge review over the North American Honeybee Expo that Cayman and all their family put on for all of us in the community. This has been a new staple for people all over the country to come to this event. And it's been such a wonderful experience to see family and friends and all the incredible vendors and the wonderful time that we have had throughout the years there. I think this is our third year doing this, and we are just so excited for what they do and put on and all the efforts that are taken there. I want to emphasize tonight that we are better together, and today is a day of thank yous. As we review the Nobby with the Bee Expo, we're going to have a lot of thank yous. We're going to call out a lot of people. We're going to have a lot of fun with a special guest, Yappy Beeman, which is just a wonderful person. If you haven't seen his show, you should check it out. And he's going to be joining us very, very shortly. So first, again, we want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to our leadership team that really, really put an incredible show together, from the coordination to the booth to the excitement, to bringing a bunch of mentors into the organization as well to serve our newbies in a capacity that really isn't thanked enough, right? We have people all over the country that are serving just one person in their local communities. Could be a neighbor, might have been a stranger before, but most of us become family. And that's a really incredible culture of the organization of Hives for Heroes, is we just are better together. Our Nobby crew was led by our amazing director of connections, Charles McMaster. He was out there in force. Thank you so much, Charlie, for being there. You're not only the Texas leader, but you're also our national leader. And we couldn't thank you enough for the amount of effort that you put into connecting our heroes on a daily basis. Thank you so much. We had a ton of state leaders out there. Matt Booth was there, North Carolina. Hopefully everybody said hi to him. We had Alden and Allie Reed. They went out there as well. They are the state leaders for Georgia. We had Will and Candy Reburn, our state leaders for Kentucky, right there in Louisville. They were able to set up and be boots on the ground there the entire year. Gary Burns came all the way from Northern California to be there. That was his first experience at Nobby, and he had a wonderful time. Thank you as well for the log books that you created. That is Gary Burns's creation there. And he was able to redesign those in order for our people to have Hives for Heroes logbooks out in the field. So thank you so much, Gary. Dean and Mike Ryan from West Virginia, thank y'all for being there. Dean was the champion at the booth, at the merchandise booth. Thank you so much for being there. And also a pre-planned thing was those 3D printed card holders and ornaments. Mike, you did a great job on that. Thank you so much for doing that for everybody. They're going to be available on the website as well. We also had Matt Kassinger and his daughter there. They're from Arkansas. He's your state leader up there. Incredible guy. I'm so glad. It's unfortunate that I didn't get to meet him, but I heard you had a really, really great time. And then we have one of our awesome newbies, Rodney Reston from Tennessee. He was able to do a lot of videography and pictures and things of that nature, so we could capture all this amazing content and share those stories. As Yappy knows, we're putting together some really cool videos and things like that as a recap for it as well. So thank you very much, Rodney, for doing all that, bringing your special skills and talents to Hives for Heroes. And of course, last but not least, our Tennessee state leader, Craig Midget. Our leadership team knows all the stuff that he's been doing, but he really took charge of this entire planning and execution of the Nobby event, and he just did a phenomenal job. And unfortunately and fortunately, when you do a phenomenal job, you get asked to do it again. So we're looking forward to Nobby 2026. Special thanks as well to some of our board of advisors that were there in force. We have Stan and Bev Gore from Texas Friendly Beekeepers. If you're not on their Facebook page, go ahead and sign up on their Facebook page. Join there, Texas Friendly Beekeepers. Two main points for them. They had burlap sacks that were available as well that became a fundraiser for the organization that Stan does everywhere he goes. Thank you for that, Stan. And also, he was the key of donating the Apame hives, right? So Texas Friendly Beekeepers, from the sales proceeds of Stan's soft sugar bricks through TBS, was able to purchase these through Apame and Korhan. And those were donated to mentors that were coming in. And there was a drawing for that. And 6 people went home with those for Stan. There's a special surprise when I come to Korhan because he doubled that. Kelly Jordan from Old Security Farms and Julie Norman from Winding Creek Apiary. Thank y'all so much for being there. I know this was your first experience. I know you had a blast. These 2 individuals were the original beekeepers that supported us from the equipment standpoint, and we couldn't be more proud of everything that they've done to support this organization, but also the things that they are doing professionally. It's incredible. Thank y'all so much. And then, of course, Blake Shook from TBS, CBS, Desert Creek Honey. Blake had a large position there at Nobby. Thank you so much for everything you do, Blake, all the advice and all the encouragement you give, especially to the kids. I saw a lot of posts on that with those young kids coming up saying, hey, I want to be like you. So thank you again for all your leadership here. We had another conference as well that I'll quickly go into. We had the American Beekeeping Federation. Thank you so much to Jim McMahon. He's our state leader for Idaho and Oregon that was able to attend that conference. Set up a booth and had a ton of connections. And congratulations for your new appointment to the ABF Board of Directors. Congratulations to that. That is an incredible accomplishment. You're always giving back to the community, and we thank you for your service. And of course, one of my favorite state leaders, because she was one of our first, Miss Debbie Gilmore from Nevada. I'm so glad that you are part of this organization, and I'm so sad that I did not get to see you, but we'll see you again soon. And then thank you as well to Mark Prescott. He took charge out in Virginia and was at another conference. And so thank you for showing up there. Thank you for being present. And you brought some mentors into the organization as well. So you're serving Virginia very, very well. So that's enough business for today. I would like all of y'all to understand there are tons of leaders in this organization. If you're wanting to be one and you're willing to step up and do the same thing, reach out to us at support@hivesforheroes.org. We're happy to connect you with Charlie or any one of our staff to see where you can fit in. We really work as a community. We truly believe that we are better together. And when people step up and bring their unique abilities to the organization, we just get better as an org. It's incredible the growth that we've seen. But most importantly, it's incredible the connections that we've seen and are able to experience just by talking to one other person. All right. We have an incredible special guest who has become one of my very good friends. So welcome to the stage, please, our buddy, Yappy Beeman. What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, this is so cool. If you guys only knew half of the story to get me to sit in this little Taj Mahal of pillows that my wife's created, you would laugh. Steve called me about 2 weeks ago and invited me to come on tonight with you guys, and was super excited. Well, the only thing is that you don't, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? Well, yeah. So I had to get all this stuff that you can't even see in the background of connections to where I could be on here, and spent about 4 hours trying to get everything connected. And then my wife reminded me that I had to take my daughter to an event tonight. So I'm literally in what I call the micro camper. This is the mobile studio, pillows and all. And glad that I didn't take it to Nobby, by the way, because it was probably going to be a little hard to get home in the snow. But man, I'm excited to be on here with you guys tonight. You know, coming right out of the Super Bowl or the Daytona 500 of Bee Expos, and having a little bit of time to rest and relax. Okay, kind of get my yappy energy back up, shall we say, to where I could get on here with you guys. I'm super excited to be able to kind of talk about how things went with everybody that volunteered, everybody that joined the organization, the meet, the greets, and you know, just the expansion of the family of Hives for Heroes was awesome.
Yeah, we've talked offline on this stuff, so we're going to get real deep into this. A lot of thank yous. Again, tonight's a night of thank yous. I want to give quick shout out, because both of our daughters right now are at Civil Air Patrol. And I'll tell you, if you're a parent on this call right now and you haven't heard of Civil Air Patrol, look into it. It's one of those organizations, kind of like the Boy Scouts, that you go through a ranking system or a ROTC type program, but you're able to get a license to fly, right? Oftentimes, these kids are able to get the license to fly before they can drive. Really, really cool organization funded by the United States Air Force. And the ages are applicable to from 12 to 18. And as long as you start before 18, you can go through the age of 22. So if any of y'all are looking for something for your kids to do and actually bring some value as well, because man, I want my kid to fly me too. But a Civil Air Patrol. So shout out to that. Hey, I want to start out the first thank yous. Come on, Cayman and Laurel, right? Cayman and Laurel, staff and family. What do you think?
I had a really great opportunity to bump into Cayman twice. Once we were having a little bit of fun.
Are you saying they were busy or something?
No, I saw what appeared to be a shadow, a glimpse of maybe of Laurel. She definitely chooses to stay hidden in the background, and I probably don't blame her. Just with so much that's going on, but. Cayman and his mom was there with the scholarship program. His brother was there helping things out with getting everything, keeping kind of everything in the background kind of running smooth, and they did an awesome job this year. I've kind of seen in a lot of the comments where people have said how it seemed like Cayman was a lot more tense. We all have things going on in our lives. He had some things that was going on in his. If you've been around for the last couple of years, you probably know some of those things. I wasn't kind of privy to understanding. I caught the press releases that most of those problems are kind of now settled. And but when I did run into Cayman, man, he had a little bit more pep in the step, I guess you'd say. I did kind of tell him that we were having a little fun with him, and we had a little bet going around at what hour of the whole convention that he would actually officially lose his voice. And at the time I was kind of like, man, if you're going to do it, I need you to do it by about 5:30 tonight, because I got the 5:30 to 6:30 window. However, I don't think that it actually ended up. I don't think anybody won that one. So they did a great job. But man, what a great what a great program to put it on that just gathers everybody together and allows our organization, with Hives for Heroes, to be able to be somewhere to actually connect with these people and be able to share what our goals are and offer the I don't know if I want to call it services, but the mentorships and the companionships that the organization brings, and it puts us all together to make that visible and possible.
And it's not easy to put on such a large conference. I mean, you're talking about 4,000 people in a location, people coming from all over the country, and them and the staff. I mean, gosh, incredible job that everybody did for the Bee Expo. It looked like a wonderful, wonderful time.
Oh, I went to the second one that he was involved in, and it was interesting how we had one gigantic large room. It was basically, curtained off to where you had on the outer walls, you had all your sales. Inside was the tables, and there was basically one speaker at a time. And that one speaker, spoke to the whole audience. And then there was, the lunch break, you'd come back, and it grew from there. Well, last year was the first year that he had the location in Louisville, Kentucky. And man, when I walked in that place, holy cow, I'm thinking, you're going to get lost. It was so big, and it was hard to actually, it was hard finding people because there was so much there. And they even had maps. But basically, it's kind of like taking somebody out of the country, putting them in the middle of downtown big city, and then, trying to navigate your way through that. Well, this year, that city actually expanded. It was even bigger this year, and it was they really worked hard. They tried to make improvements, I think, to where things were a lot more visible and easier to find. They set their rows up. They were wide spaced, and man, the vendors that came out to support this thing they were phenomenal, and it was just it was very comfortable. You weren't felt like you were in a rush. So much that was going on. I really honestly, I think people were getting more tired from how much was there and taking it all in than they were from the driving and the thought of going home.
Yeah, our team had such a great idea for us, right? We're all about connection here. And what they did was put out tables, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where people could actually sit, rest their feet, whether they were going to sign up to be a mentor or newbie or anything like that. That was just an added bonus. But to be able to just go and sit down, have a cup of coffee, have a great conversation, because you're right, there's nowhere else to sit. So we wanted to make a comfortable environment for people. And they're talking about that here in the chat. Another one, hey, how about that honey show with Bruce English and all the honey judges? What do you think about those ladies and gentlemen that crushed that?
I just blew my mind how much was going on. That was a very big thing the first year or two into the expo was the honey competitions. And y'all forgive me, I'm having to readjust a little thing over here, but that it was a big to do. But everybody has something that they can actually get into with this, meaning that they could get, in a basic with the black jar competition, putting your honey in there, not having to worry about all the little fine things on whether you got a drop of honey on the lid or did you, so you got a speck floating in it. There's so many different rules and little things that go on about it. And it was just amazing. And then they throw in different flavors of honey, and there's all kind of different competitions with so many things that people could get involved in that I really honestly, I don't know how you could take it all in if you wanted to try to put a little something in everything. But I will say that kudos to my buddy 628 Dirt Rooster. I believe they got second place in the black jar honey. Wow. If it's my understanding was they got the second place, and if I'm wrong, one of y'all make sure you put it in the comment if you heard different. But I think they got second place on their black jar.
I thought all he did was remove stuff and make fun jokes. I mean, come on, what's up with that? They've got a couple of honey lines. His dad's got one, and then he's got one. But yeah, congratulations to them. Close to my heart. Yeah, Randy, awesome job. Y'all did incredible. Hey, you were there at the dinner as well, and Matt already put that in there. But yeah, Marianne and Larry Sanders, grand champions. Congratulations. We'll talk about you guys here in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Fred Dunn, did you see that smoker? Did you see that smoker?
God. Yeah, I almost got the chance to touch it. Okay. it was so to those that don't know the story, Fred, now you have to help me out. Did Fred just donate that? Was it something? So Fred had painted on the back of a little small smoker, that we all use, to burn straw or whatever, and just a little brand new little silver smoker. And he did a little artwork thing on the back of it where he hand painted it, and he donated it as a something to kind of, to give away, to raffle off. Well, it started out. An inexpensive brand of smoker started out. And man, our good buddy Craig, now you got to give him right before they got going, I said, now Craig, how's your auctioneer voice? And he said, what? And I said, no, give me 10. I said, go up $100. And he's like, yeah, no. So he just went, okay, we got $100 somewhere. And man, all of a sudden it was like people were $100, $125, $200, $250. Man, all of a sudden it got up there and it was hitting like that $500 window. and it kind of stalled. All right, just like they do on just about all these auctions. Then all of a sudden, man, a guy in the back of the room comes out of nowhere, $600. And I was like, whoa, going on with him. And it kind of tickled back and forth, but this guy said no. He said, good cause. He said, and I want to make a statement in what's going on. The guy walked up and he's $1,000. And it was like, okay, great. $1,000. Man, I tell you, I saw a couple hands trying to go up. They were trying to bump it. And I seen their wife sitting there going, I'll break your arm if you did. So maybe, it was like maybe the wives weren't, it's not that they didn't want to help, but it was like, we think we've got an amazing level of donation towards that. And that gentleman that got that, I know he was so happy with that. I mean, yes. He really did help as far as advance the cause. That's, I'm not sure, you'll have to remind me as far as where that money was exactly going to, but I know in the past we've done scholarships. Hives for Heroes usually does $1,000 scholarship to and I mean, and literally that right there that's going to get somebody started on something for the rest of their life. That's going to make that's going to provide their equipment and everything they need to get into and have that connection through their mentor that's going to last a lifetime if they so choose to. But
yep. And Fred, he's so humble. I mean, y'all have seen him on his channel. He's got an incredible channel. He's an incredible person. He's a Navy veteran as well. And he didn't want any kind of accolades for that type of for his donation. And the team was like, hey, why don't we raffle this off? This is really not raffle it off. Sorry. Why don't we auction it? Because it was just so special, right? It's super beautiful. It's a one of a kind. And you're absolutely right, Yappy. It's like every year we can do a Fred Dunn donation, Be More scholarship, right? I mean, gosh, that's pretty incredible for that to happen. Yeah. And you're spot on. That's where the dollars are going. So we can get somebody else started in their second year, the Be More scholarship. You apply to it. It's open to everybody with two or more years of experience. We had 20 of them that went out this year, and we're looking to increase that this year as well. So thank you, Fred, for your contribution, because we know that it was from the heart. And just like Yappy said, it literally will change somebody's life.
Yeah. As a creator, well, let me throw this out. As a content creator, a lot of you guys that are in here that may know me through my YouTube stuff, and I'm not promoting that by any means. What I want you to do is please go over to Fred Dunn's channel and look up his YouTube channel, and man, subscribe to that channel. Every once in a while, it's your convenience. Go over there, watch some of his videos. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for that guy, because he had an idea, he gave, and let's show him that appreciation back. So absolutely. There's just in hopes that those that are in here and those that watch this video in the future, you know how to find him, connect with Fred Dunn, and give him that much of a thanks.
Absolutely. We have Easy Peasy. Did you see the queen rearing kits? So I had an opportunity to go by, but I did not get in depth with their kits. But I have seen it before, and incredible, absolutely incredible stuff. And they were, from what I understand, they were very supportive of our program. Absolutely. And he made him literally red, white, and blue in the shape of a flag. So the queen rearing kit looks like an American flag as you sit it onto a table. It is really, really cool.
Well, you connect with them to connect with me, because I'm telling you, I can handle one of those. I dabble with playing with queens as far as making some of my own. I mean, I definitely don't do it for any other purpose than just my own bee yard. But yeah, I definitely will be glad to support them for what they've done with us.
That was so cool. 3D printed, easy peasy. Thank you. Okay. One of my favorite people, we already know this. They were at our national conference, the first one that we had that we'll likely never do again because it's so much work. Greg Burns and the family.
Yes.
Nature State Farms. Did you see all the boxes that they built for everybody? The beautiful boxes, all engraved, and of course, all the hard work that they do supporting not only Nobby, Hives for Heroes, the veterans in their areas with the learning yard. I mean, I could go on and on and on about Greg.
Yes. Now I've known Greg. I actually connected with Greg through the conferences, and the first one I went to, which was the second conference came and put on, I saw their booth set up, when they were getting started, and then I actually didn't connect with them until the third one, and we kind of had made that connection the following year, and I don't think, I've not met a better friend. He's first and foremost a God-fearing man, a second, a good husband, father, and provider. He's took something that he had a passion for and he's turned it into the family business, and he acknowledges where that blessing comes from, and he is always ready to give back. He's been from my understanding, he's been a mentor for quite some time and involved with Hives for Heroes for quite some time. So, the program has a really, really special place in his heart, to my understanding, for Hives for Heroes. And, he likes to connect some of the things that he does, always somehow attaches Hives for Heroes to it, to always give that support, and it's absolutely great. He's a good man. Nature's Image.
Yeah, and another one to go check out their channel, right? I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people. You know a lot of people. I don't know a harder working family that does it together.
Right.
Every single function in the business, everything that goes on, whether it's videos to bees to farming to anything. I mean, this family completely comes together and works with those intentions in mind. And like you said, just couldn't be better people. Thank you to the Burns family and Nature's Image Farms. Man, Lake stepped up this year. Wow. They've been doing a lot of stuff.
Wow. Yes.
Throughout the community, right? With disasters, we've been working with them on disaster relief. We've done the disaster relief fund as well, that we've been able to distribute dollars to veterans in local areas. But man, Lake came in big time for our dinner, right? What do you think about that dinner?
So last year at the first Louisville get together, Steve, our hero commander here. Well, you're the man. He calls me up. He says, "Hey, we're all meeting at Mission Barbecue tonight for dinner. Man, you got to come." So, once we got everything done on Friday night, and I was like, "Man, I'm on my way. Get over there." And I'm not going to turn down good barbecue. I won't turn down even halfway decent barbecue. Okay, I love barbecue and barbecue. So, in saying that, got over there, and oh heavens, the food was so good. Well, that opportunity for us to all connect was just absolutely great. So through a conversation that Steve and I had in the past about doing some kind of a little get together, there's some bigger thought processes coming, so I'm keeping the details kind of limited. But, through that idea, they just said, let's find us a venue where we can have a good amount of people, and bring them all together. We'll get Mission Barbecue to come and cater it, and just have a good time to fellowship between supporters, between our mentors, our mentees, and just be able to bottom line fellowship. I'm all for that. So the crew and Steve got everything together, and they called me up and they said, "Hey, Yap, this is what we're doing." Man, I was excited. It was like, this is going to be so good. Now, granted, there was a couple of speed bumps in this thing. All right. So this is the behind the scenes thing, like Craig and Matt and Alden. And so everybody was just, they had to go above and beyond the expectation of, but man, they made it happen. So here, Yappy comes walking in the door at the facility where we're going to eat, right? And it was kind of obvious what a few of these bumps were going to be. We were going to be a little bit packed in a little bit, kind of like bees in a nuke, right? But it didn't matter, because the smell of Mission Barbecue in the air was like just incredible. So, I turned around and said, "Gentlemen, it's going to be okay. This will all work itself out." And it was funny because we had what we called the circle around the tables of how the line was getting over there to get to the food. But man, once you got that first bite of food in your mouth, it didn't matter what happened, because it was that great. Man Lake was one of the, it was, to my understanding, tell me if I'm wrong, but what I found out later was Man Lake was one of the biggest supporters of helping this to happen.
Yep.
You know, it took some money in the background to kind of make sure that we had everything ready to go. They heard about it, and when they heard about it, they were like, "Oh yeah, we are definitely behind you on this one." So, I mean, major shout out to the Man Lake Company, because they made it to where nobody went hungry that night. There was people that they made it to where people could go back and get seconds if they wanted to, and you know, there was, towards the end, there was even people that were taking a little bit home with them. So, you know, when you're on a tight budget with things, because I mean, going to the expo and the things that, you know, the tickets for all the crew and the place to put it, the hotel rooms, the travel expenses, you know, it does take a lot. And then for them to step up like that, man, it was absolutely amazing. Couldn't made it any better.
Yeah, it takes a ton of work. It takes a ton of support from everybody, and bringing what you have, right? It's just what do you have, right? And they had the time, energy, and dollars. And let's not forget Mr. John Hill from Hillco, Miller Bee Supply, right? These are the ones that made that event happen. And of course, as we always do things, we roll those dollars, and Craig asked me to put that scholarship form in here as well. Remember, these go towards the scholarships. Again, we're continuously increasing the scholarships. And you also have the BU scholarship, right? That BU scholarship allows you to go and get education from any of the master beekeeping programs throughout the United States. You're going to put your money up front. Why? Because you got to earn it. You put your money where your mouth is. When you earn that, you end up getting reimbursed from us. No questions asked. Fill out the form. So go get your education wherever it is that you desire to do so. So we had Man Lake, Miller's Bee Supply, and Hillco. Thank y'all so much for supporting not only the food and the band, right? Did y'all talk about the band yet? We did. We talked about Mission Barbecue. Thank you, Mission Barbecue. One, I got incredible feedback from Craig about the professionalism and the service that was there, the heart of service that came from Mission Barbecue. So not only was the food great, the people were great. And then y'all got this incredible Murphy Ridge band. Did you like the music?
Loved it. You know, there's just something about, you know, a bluegrass band that just kind of, you know, when you get up in the atmosphere of the rolling hills of the Appalachians, that's all you can listen to. Okay. And if you can't enjoy that, all right, then clean the wax out of your ears, because there's some kind of buffer in between your happiness and then all them, you know, strings that they're playing, man. So I'm just gonna say, if you can't jump on board with that, then just come to the next ones, and we'll give you another opportunity to get it out of your system, just to make sure.
Absolutely. And of course, that was a tip to the hat for Cayman for the bluegrass stuff. We're going to get him on stage at some point. I promise that's going to be an incredible show. And thank you as well. Although there were some issues that we know, those that are on the channel, and those were the VFW. Thank you for hosting us. We will likely have a different location next year due to size. But remember, we always want to give back to our community. And the VFW is serving our disabled veterans and our combat veterans every day. Right, they're doing this every day. So shout out to the VFWs, the American Legions, the DAV, and all those that are doing some incredible things out in the communities. We love to be a part of that, right? We want to support in our unique way of beekeeping. But thank you so much to the VFW for hosting us. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but shout out to No Life Beekeepers as well. We were on a live previous to that. They set up some incredible raffles just for everybody on the channel as well. They have a daily show. You can go to their channel, No Life Beekeepers, every day, and that provides an opportunity for you to have comms with people, with beekeepers that are just hanging out. I mean, it's just a huge Zoom call that hanging out. So thank you to No Life Beekeepers for doing that, and also bringing in some pretty good dollars for that as well. So you're talking about scholarship, on gear, on equipment, on conference. It's incredible to see the community together. So thank you, No Life Beekeepers. And then everybody at this point, I'm sure, knows Korhan, right, from Ape and May. Did you get to go
Yes.
by their place?
So Stan grabbed a hold of Yappy. He said, Yappy, I need you to do me a favor. And I said, anything for you, Stan. He said, I need you to draw 6 names out of the saying, meet me over here, at the Texas supply, bee supply booth. Okay, not a problem. We got over there, man, we start drawing names out, right? 1 through 6. And made a little bit of video of that. Hopefully we'll get to use that in a future, production. But I've definitely, listen, I've got to get, and she just has a special place in my heart because my wife loves her to death. But I've got to shout out to Bev, okay?
Oh,
Miss
my goodness.
Bev, writing out all the info. She is whenever they say that there's always a good woman in the background keeping a man, in place, but keeping his line straight. Oh, Miss Bev, gotta love her. Well, she's over there, and she's just writing these names down. We get everything done, and then he comes back out of nowhere, and he says, "Now listen, what are you doing in about like 2 hours? Because I need you to meet me over by the Appamay booth." And he said, "We got to draw more names." And I went, "What?" He said, "Well, Korhan." He said he not one to be outdone. He said he was matching what we're doing, and he's going to give away 6 of them also. And I'm like, gotta love Korhan. I mean,
Absolutely.
he's just, their whole family was there. And that's the first opportunity that I've got to, I've seen his dad at previous conferences, but his mom was there. I believe that's who that was. His mom was there also. And because when we were doing some of the drawing, Dad come around, he said, "No, come on." He brought the wife around. So I'm pretty sure it was Korhan's mom. If I'm wrong on that, y'all don't hold that against me, okay? Because there's just so much that happens all at once. But yeah, there was a stack of people that put their names in that thick for the giveaway. And that's just absolutely beautiful because it wasn't something that was, oh, just give me something free. This is people that are supporting Hives for Heroes. Absolutely. Along with the Appamay stuff. And I hope that Appamay was absolutely blessed for all that they've done over the years for this program. So great product. And I hope that people, when you get into beekeeping, you're going to look for their products as an option to kind of get started. And feel free to reach out to anybody from Hives for Heroes and our staff, because we will definitely help to answer any questions or get you connected with Appamay so that you can further educate yourself on if that's a direction you want to go in.
Yeah, they're doing so many cool things out there with wooden boxes. That beautiful one that Greg donated, right? It has it has the wood box, right? But then the top and bottoms of the Appamays and different tools and equipment ready for that. Korhan's been a supporter for a long time. He's become a very good friend, and we couldn't thank them enough for that. And again, like you just said, the proceeds from Stan's soft sugar bricks, he could put that in his pocket. He doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. These things they're sold through TBS with Blake. And then those dollars go to Appamay as a fund. So then when it hits certain thresholds, you buy another one, and they keep coming out. So the support of Stan Soft Sugar Bricks goes through TBS, but to Appamay. Stan didn't even touch it. He just knows that these things are for him, they are so good. He loves them, and he wants to give that out to those newbies and mentors, in this case, mentors, for their use, right, for their service and for their success. So thank you again, Appamay, for all that you do for us. Bearsville Bees. Oh my gosh, the years that they have been donating incredible hives for our sometimes disabled, right? The accessibility type things that we talk about. Did you see that hive?
Yes. So I was there when the person who received it was chosen.
Wow.
But I also got to, and Lord forgive me, you're going to have to help me film. But there was one of the ladies that Craig brought to me to interview, and she came over and we were talking about the hive, and it was just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it looked like honestly, it looked like a miniature house. Okay.
Yes.
And it was a long Langstroth setup. Basically, you've got about 30 some odd frames going sideways. Okay. So instead of a box on a box, a long Langstroth has them all lined up going sideways. And it'll have multiple lids on top. You raise it up. You can section it off. A long Langstroth will grow all right, or expand as the colony grows. So you can start out with 5 frames, and then you can add 1 or 2 more as they fill out, instead of having to add 5 frames on top of it. Okay, or I mean 10 more on top of a box. It can, you can grow your box along with the size of that colony. And they got one that was just built beautifully. Then they had it all painted up and decorated on. All right. And the guy that got it is, now help me remember, he is a new mentee with the program.
Wow.
And when let me just tell you this, when that man found out, because I was standing there when he was told that he was the one that was chosen to receive that box. And if you want to see a 60-ish, and Lord, he could be 59, and I hope I'm not embarrassing him. But you want to see a grown man cry, give him a castle.
Wow.
This guy, he could not believe it. I mean, he broke down, and it was just absolutely, it hit him well. So Bearsville, you did that. You connected with somebody through your product, and it was given to him, and I mean, it hit him in a way to where, nobody would have expected it. It was one of those things where when you're just there and you're helping out, or you're a part of something, and you're not asking for anything.
Yeah.
You just want to be a part of it. And this was a guy that showed up because he wanted to donate time to even help with the program. And I don't think he realized why he was there. And it was, well, you've also been chosen for this. And it nailed it. So Bearsville, thank you so much for making that man's day, and all the other support. Yes.
They've done incredible over the years too. Matt's been able to distribute either 2 or 3 other hives to those with accessibility needs as well. And the hives that they're building are handmade. I mean, he's building them, handmade. He's a veteran as well. So giving back and serving is kind of, our culture. And they just put it on display, and they did it such a beautiful, beautiful job. We do have an additional one that's at headquarters for people to see as well. And they put the big old Hives for Heroes on there, which is beautiful. So thank you, Bearsville. Charlie was surprised by Places Made Architecture that's here in Texas that literally made a donation in a check of a pretty solid amount. So I wanted to just say thank you. I've never met them. I don't know if anybody else had either, but thank you for believing in what we do as a mission and where we're going as an organization. So Places Made Architecture, thank you so much for your contribution to our heroes. As we were leaving as well, Acorn donated boxes of frames, bunch of boxes of medium frames. I think 8 or 9 boxes of medium frames that will be distributed as well. They'll be on the website. That we can ship to you. It's the easiest way for us to be able to do this, but you've used Acorn frames or no?
I have used them very commonly. There's 2 particular companies that I'll get from. Acorn is one of them.
There you go.
I got them back from a previous owner. So Acorn back a couple years ago has new owners, and I think there's a lot of revamping. I've not connected with them in regards to any sponsorships to my channel personally or anything else. Okay, I'm going off experience with the boxes. I've used them 8 years ago and forward. Okay, an absolute great frame. The one-piece plastic foundation with the wax that they put on them, they're solid. And there's a lot of things that I could really say great about Acorn frames. The one thing I wanted to add to that, and forgive me that I'm looking it up, but it was Craig. I know Craig's in there listening. Tell me again, Craig. Okay. Shenandoah Bee Supply. Okay. Shenandoah Bee Supply, a veteran-owned and operated bee supply store. All right, was the ones that hooked us up with those Acorn frames also. So Miss Becky Gartner from Shenandoah Bee Supply was she connected with us there at the end, saying, hey, we've got this, and she wanted to add that to the program to be able for Hives for Heroes to be able to get those out there. So we want to definitely thank them as far as that last minute availability to help continue things and be able to distribute for the program. So thank you very much, Shenandoah Bee Supply.
Absolutely. And again, when you go to the website and you go to the store, it's called Shop, I believe, on the website, but you can go down to the free section. We have, I think, 2 or 3 items on there currently. And so we redistribute those to those that are needed, right? If you need those types of products, we have Apivar strips that are there. We have the mite checks from Vito Pharma as well. So thank you guys for that. They'll be on there. And then we'll be putting more and more stuff on there. So you know where these things are going. It's not going into somebody's yard and all that kind of stuff. It's going into your yards. And that's very important for us to be transparent in those things. One of my favorites, she's just done such an incredible job of not only promoting, but really as a family as well. They've been on the show before, Kennedy and Double B Apiary. What an incredible young lady. She was able to do Heroes Honey, and they have a traveling hive. If you haven't seen their story, again, follow their channel as well. All these things are going to be in the show notes so that you can see all the supporters that are in there, and we'll continue doing that forward as well. We believe that's important. But this young lady, I don't know, she's definitely high school, and she's doing hard as well. I mean, she's going out there. They have this traveling hive, and as the story goes, a veteran that was in their area passed away. And so they were able to redistribute some hives as they were the caretakers of those. And then they kept one. And they carry that one around with them around North Carolina. And they sell the honey, and the proceeds go back to Hives for Heroes. How incredible is that?
Oh, she was an absolute, just a pleasure to meet. So she told that story in regards to how all this happened at our dinner on Friday night up there in Louisville. And she is such a confident, well-spoken young lady that alone, I believe she is going to have an absolute beautiful future. To my understanding, she's a senior in high school, and she told the story of the hives that were given to her by a veteran. And then this one particular hive is one that all the proceeds that come from any honey sales off of that particular hive that they kept, maintained, and everything, they just basically threw all that money in a jar, and they donated, I think it was $1,000 from the proceeds of a veteran no longer able to do, but yet his beehive and his legacy still continued on. And I wish y'all forgive me. I hope that we can get that gentleman's name and add that in the show notes to the vet that ended up giving that to her, and that way not only just his legacy and his donation, but his name can get carried on through that. And I hope that young lady goes absolutely to the moon as far as she wants to, because she was an absolute pleasure to meet.
Yeah, thank you, Kennedy. Thank you for all you do. You and your family have really stepped up. It was great to have you on the show as well. Double B Apiary, I believe that they have. You can follow them as well. Another one of our leaders out in the area, Keith Michaels, he donated a cornhole, whole cornhole set. Right, that's pretty darn cool. I don't think I even saw it, but man, we would play a lot of cornhole down here in Texas.
Well, it's kind of common over here in Alabama, so I may have to come over there and swipe that thing from you for a little while and borrow it down here. Me and the guys, me and Craig. What I'll do is I'll cross up over into Tennessee. Me and Craig will get together on a Saturday afternoon with some barbecue. We'd have to import it from Mission Barbecue and play cornhole with their sets. Yeah, that would be great.
That's awesome. Thanks, Keith. Robert Peebles, talking about APMA again. I don't know if you saw them, but those 3D printed Hives for Heroes name placards, he made those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was his idea to make those. So every single one of those APMA hives that went out also came from Robert Peebles, the nameplate that has Hives for Heroes. So they took off that the nameplate that's standard right there, and they added those on there. So thank you, Robert, for, again, creativity, right? This is people that are just stepping up and doing some incredible things. So thank you, Robert, for that. He does a lot of stuff here in the state as well. And then last but not least, Marianne and Larry Sears. Did you see So there's a couple things about them. One, they're just incredible, right? Everybody knows it. Everybody on the channel knows it. Everybody that's ever met them knows it, right? They did some wonderful woodworking as well for the raffle. Were you able to see that?
Not right off. Yeah,
No?
it would be have to something. If you showed it to me, I probably, but I'm not pulling that out of my mememory right now.
Some incredible stuff.
3 days of crazy Yappy.
Yeah. Well, they also give to the scholarships for the Expo as well. So they put raffle items in there as well, which is really cool. But couldn't be like better people, just wonderful people. And of course, we have to say congratulations, grand champions of the entire North American Honeybee Expo honey show. Yeah.
Oh, no. Definitely could not have asked that to happen to a better couple as far as that goes. I mean, now I know who you're talking about, and you know, he's one of those. There's certain people, and I'm always honored. I'm always humbled to have, from the youngest kid to the oldest veteran or beekeeper or just, you know, person that just takes an interest in it but has no level of any participation. They just, you know, enjoy hanging out with it. Mm-hmm. But I'm always humbled to have people that come up and just want to say hey to me. You know, it is. And well, they came up and they made sure that they stopped to say hello to Yappy. And it was like, God bless your hearts, man. I mean, it just, you know, it when you make a difference in somebody's world, whether it's just you gave them a smile or you did something that they can just remember you, it's humbling. And I mean, I hope to continue that my personal self, but I also know that I hope that the program of Hives for Heroes can I mean, if something small like that affects me, then I hope that this program will continue to do that for others just the same for many years to come.
Amen to that. Yeah, long lasting, well outliving all of us, hopefully. Yeah. We have a lot of other winners too. Go ahead.
Now there's, you know, the thank yous. This is something that I popped up in the comments earlier, and I've been sitting here waiting to kind of get a chance to say it. But Robert Caudill. Man, if I'm saying your name wrong, forgive me. This is his first live YouTube with Hives for Heroes that he's watching. And it popped up at 7:34 on our time. All right, so it's been 30 minutes ago. But that popped up and I went, oh, hang on. There it is. Robert's still in there. There he is. Robert, thanks for being in here, man. You know, a lot of people get in here and they want to talk and learn, or they want, you know, they'll join these chats to understand, you know, about the program or learn a little bit of beekeeping. You know, being the first one of the year right after the Expo, it's great to where we can kind of talk about everybody that supported the program, get their names out there. But you know, it's the volunteers do it, you know, as far as the administration and the staff. You know, we do it because we have that ability to kind of connect this part of the program to the people who represent it and donate to it and everything else. That, you know, we're kind of like just the strings holding it together. All right, but to have the opportunity to be in here to see the people that both are coming into it to learn, those that are in it that are here to teach, all right, and to see the comments and everything else from people who are the ones that are making those connections. Thank you guys for being here. You know, thanks for taking the opportunity. Thanks for giving your time. Absolutely. To put into somebody else, and to those that are joining the program, you know, we hope that you're getting something out of this with bees, but we definitely pray that you're getting a relationship out of this.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being here.
Yeah, this organization is about connection. There are hundreds of organizations out there for beekeeping, and we want to point you to all of them. Like, that is what we are. We're a hub of resources there for you to be successful. What is not normal in the communities that I had seen, at least originally coming in, is this brotherhood and sisterhood of coming together and serving each other in capacities even outside of beekeeping. Right, the Facebook group page is a wonderful resource for everybody that's on here. And I got another story about Robert. So
Okay.
I didn't realize this, but Robert, I met this weekend. I think I met him on Saturday, and it wasn't at a beekeeping conference. We're working with Texas A&M on a very large project, and it's incredible.
Okay.
And Robert came up to me from one of my friends, Nicole, that brought him up and says, "Hey, he's a beekeeper too." Well, I didn't know Robert at all. We're friends instantaneously, right? Instantly, we are friends. And he goes, "Yeah, I went through the University of Montana course." I said, "Did you sign up for the scholarship yet?" He already passed it. We're reimbursing him his scholarship already from already passing the apprentice level at Montana. And that's the first time I ever met him. So thank you so much, Robert, for being here. You're putting your money where your mouth is. That is really, really awesome.
Well, Robert, you realize that we're gonna probably hope that you get at least be able to take on 5 or 17 mentors, all right, or mentees, with all this knowledge. So it's definitely a way to give back. It's like, okay, you put forth the effort, we're going to make sure we support you, but now we want to make sure to follow and see how many more people that you can actually share that knowledge with, and create great beekeepers, but also can't wait to hear the stories of the relationships. That's something that I hope, we can make time for, is there's going to be a lot of the, maybe interviews where we've got the mentors and the mentees, and get them in here and literally just have, do interviews with both of those people. And literally, I can't wait to see how some of these relationships actually kind of, come out with the two of them together, kind of like a hangout or a campfire. We're just all hanging out, shooting the breeze, and just see that relationship, because that's something that is what I've always understood to be what the program was. I came into this. We talked about this earlier. Yeah, I'm a creator or an influencer, on YouTube, but what a lot of people actually don't realize, I've been a career fireman. Yeah. I've done this I did it for 5 years in a suburb up in Chicago. And then I've done it almost 30 years in a town here in Alabama. So I've got 35 years of first responder experience. And when the first convention that I went to, and I was connected with Hives for Heroes, and somebody introduced me to the program, and we started making the friendships and the handshakes, and it was like, okay, we're not just for veterans, we're also for first responders. And I went, hey, I like that. So the fit was perfect for my background, my experience, plus having beekeeping knowledge and understanding those, and I was invited in. I very, very, very comfortably will say I was invited into this program before anybody actually knew Yappy. This is Yappy. Okay, well, that's a weird nickname. But yeah, the guy's been a fireman for 30 years. Oh, man, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden somebody just like realized, oh, you mean Yappy? And it was like, well, yeah, I do a few things here and there, but man, the fit and the family, there's a lot of people y'all don't see in the background, the connections and the relationship we have just at the staff level, and how well things go through moderation of Facebook groups and some of the YouTube stuff, on how we actually all even get along in the background, because no matter what we do, our only directive is for what's best for the membership. Yeah. We have yet to turn around and say, hey, what's best for Hives for Heroes? It's what's best for the membership in the relationships, and then how will that play into what's best for Hives for Heroes? So that's a not paid sponsored spokesmanship or whatever that little thing you're supposed to say. I ain't getting paid for this. I was honored to come on here and talk about this stuff. I had a ball.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you, Yappy. Of course, some people know your other name as well, but we're so grateful for your friendship and all the things that you do with and for those that are in your areas, and even those outside, because your influence extends much larger outside of just your hometown. And of course, thank you for your service. You do it every day. I mean, there are times when I call you and you're like, "Hey, I'm on shift," or we're just talking a breeze and I hear a bell go off, right? And I'm like, "Oh, all right, time for Yappy to go." So thank you so much for all you do. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you for reviewing Nabi 2025 with us, which was such a great experience. And I know you're everywhere. That's why we wanted you to be on the show, because you are everywhere. It's incredible.
Well, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the invite. I mean, if all they did was put me in a little square over here in the corner, right about the size of that little white Hives for Heroes sticker up there, okay, just to be kind of just sitting in with it. I mean, I'd do this every day. I really would, because it's fun. It's great to connect with people. And, this program has given an additional added purpose in doing that. And if you know me, I'm just absolutely fascinated. I mean, I love honeybees. So, I can't say enough about them, but, coming, like I said, coming out of the excitement of the expo and all that was going on with that, plus, the family of, that's always been the underlying story of the expos, is that family connection. And, with everything that was going on, the most beautiful thing was that it never failed when I came back to the Hives for Heroes booth. People sitting at the tables that were just sitting there hanging out. People that were signing up to be either a mentor or a mentee. People that were stopping by just, to support it by getting a little bit of merchandise or something like that. And, what's really cool is I could tell you, I know of four for sure. If I thought about it, I might could pull one more out, but four right off the top of my head, of vendors that were actually saying, "Hey, who do I need to contact to help support Hives for Heroes?"
That's awesome.
And one of them being a great close friend who is a veteran.
Yes.
All right. Has a bee supply store, and flat out turned around and said, "And tell me, who do I call direct? Because I want to support this program. I want to be able to support, through monetary, but also through my store. I want, what can I do to help support veterans in this program?" And, and it was just, his heart was in the right place. And I'm like, "Well, I'll hook you up." So, the word's getting out that this program is making an impact in a major way, connecting both need or desire to a great hobby. And what's coming out of this are the relationships. So for that, it's a win-win. But, there ain't no need a whole lot to thank me on this. I probably have talked way more than my calendar or my clock says I'm allowed to. But no, don't thank me, man. I mean, I'm thanking all the people that helped to make that entire event as successful as what it was. Because, I mean, even when you looked at the staff, the volunteers that were there, there was always a smile on their face. You got Craig sitting back there, and you got to kind of really look up and over, because Craig's not a short person when you call him midget. All right. Charles sitting back in there, and just making sure everything going smooth. And the couple of the lady volunteers that were there that I've seen for the last couple of years. What's her name? The Renee, not Renee, but what's the lady's name? Renee. Absolute most precious gift of God to this program that ever. I've come walking in, and I just wanted to set my cup down, and she looked up at me. She said, "Yappy, get over here, give me a hug." It's like, yes, ma'am. It was just, I mean, everybody just did so good, and God, what an honor to be a part of it. This is what you get at whatever level that you are involved in. That's exactly how you feel when you get involved in this. So, hell,
look what you started. He heard you.
It took him a few minutes, but he jumped in there. "Good evening, 628 Dirt Rooster Bees." Look at that.
Oh, man. Hey, so we're at the time right now. We're way past due, but guess what? We're having fun, and this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
These connections and this talking about the people in the org, because again, this is a people org that utilizes bees as a conduit to connect with each other, right? To heal, whatever that looks like for you, right? The journey is the goal, is what we talk about. Whatever it looks like for you, that's what we want for you. We're going to be here to support that, but we can't hold your hand because we're not there all the time. But we're going to support you in the efforts in which you want to go and do. So right now, if you can, put freedom in the chat. Freedom, we're going to have a couple other people come on as well, just because I want to share the goodness in which they have. Put freedom in that channel right there, and Neela's going to go ahead and get the gift card giveaways. Every month we do a gift card giveaway. We do two $100 gift card to the store of your choice. We work that on the admin side back here with Sherelle. So if you get freedom in the channel, please only do it once. Don't do freedom like 400 times, although we love freedom. Freedom in the box, and we'll get to that as well. So as she's doing that, Yappy, again, thank you so much. We appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Awesome. We're going to bring to the stage a couple of wonderful people here. Hey, real quick recaps. Y'all got a couple minutes. Craig, you led this thing. How did you feel about it, man? We had opening ceremonies honoring America there. We had an amazing dinner. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for everything that you did spearheading this.
You're very, very welcome. Thanks for allowing me to do it. And honestly, you couldn't have pulled all this off without the team that was there, helping with the execution. So we definitely felt like we had a good plan going in, but the people that were there really made it happen. And like Yappy said, Deanie was a superstar.
Yeah, we appreciate. I mean, it's the things that you don't see, right? The stuff that goes on the background to make things, really work. And again, even through, as we all know, military first responders as well, shared hardship brings connection, right? So sometimes when things go wrong and you figure it out together, it's another story to tell, and you just overcome that obstacle and actually get closer together. So thank you again, Craig. Matt,
me and Gary had that. Me and Gary and Rodney had that opportunity when we arrived at the VFW.
That's awesome, Matt. How was your experience? Share a little bit of just what's your feedback? How did you enjoy it?
Like like Craig was saying, Steve, every time we get together, it's a great community. It's great, to catch up with, old friends. And, some people say meeting strangers, but I'd say it's meeting, a friend that you haven't met yet.
Absolutely.
The community there, everybody's going to reach out, say hi, shake a hand. And, we're all, aiming at the same goal.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a vision that it's not above beekeeping by any means, but our focus is on each other, and then we get to do bees together. A lot of people as well, just kind of like you mentioned, is they'll see each other and they'll chat on Facebook and all sorts of stuff. They might be in different communities, and they go there and they meet for the first time, right? That's pretty dang cool too. You're like, you already have a friend, and you're like, oh, I just finally saw you in person, which is pretty cool. Charlie, come on. Those mentors, I know you were excited.
Well, here's something that really, I'll say, tripped my trigger in a great way. In 2.5 days, we signed up 111 mentors.
Wow.
Now, granted, that 111 includes some newbies being promoted up to mentor. But gaining the 111, I keep coming back to that number for a reason. We could take care of right there. That helps take care of probably about 140, 150 because of their ability to take on more than one or two additional newbies. We're doing great by having that. Now, don't forget that we also signed up 49 newbies. So we gained over 150 fresh faces, 160 fresh faces into Hives for Heroes for 2.5 days worth of good, serious effort in the beekeeping community, in just the bee working community. And that was tremendous. Meeting the folks, talking to the folks, listening to the folks. That's the whole reason we're there. And making things work, making things better. And yes, people want to find out what's going on with this, what's going on with that. Man, that's what, as I put it down at the bottom of my name, glad to be making stuff happen for our folks. That's
Amen to
what it's
that.
all about. So they go away with a smile, and we can go home and sleep soundly because we know we did the right thing.
That was a lot of work. Yeah, there was a ton of effort. I mean, if you counted collective hours, I mean, that's a huge, huge thing. I left one out from your post, Craig, and I apologize for that. Naranza Noel Blount, the artist, who also donated as well. And she contacted us today, and I just saw that back in here because I believe we got everything from your post and more inside of this thank you. And again, this is a recap for Nabi, right? This is just a family getting together and saying, hey, this is some cool stuff. Now, I will say as well, let's get ready for next year. It's going to be another incredible time as we continue to do. We test the waters. We're an experimental organization. This kind of stuff hasn't been done before. So we're going to keep pushing the envelope a little bit. So keep on the lookout for some surprises from us. Again, y'all have an incredible leadership team all over the country that is here to support you as a newbie, here to support you as a mentor in that mentor role. And of course, trying to get the best resources and collaborations for your success. All right. These are yours. These doors are opened to you. It's not like we're sitting here going, hey, you can't talk to that person because of this. No, it's already yours. Just go ask a question, shake somebody's hand, meet somebody. This entire thing is here for you. Again, if y'all don't know why we exist so that we keep guns out of mouths. That's why we are here, right? We always have to talk about a little something serious. There's an absolute epidemic going on, and it's called suicide. And this is the organization that is going to be here for you, right? Whether that's beekeeping or non-beekeeping. We have resources not only in beekeeping, but also in all the VSOs that are here to support you in your efforts. Again, the journey is yours, and we're here to support you. I've lost buddies. I know other people on this channel have lost buddies. We can't let that happen anymore. All it takes is one person to say one thing, one handshake, one smile, one reach out to be able to stop that from happening, right? We want to be able to take care of each other, and we just do it through bees. So that's enough of the other side of beekeeping. Two amazing recipients today. We have C. Perry. C. Perry, you are a recipient of a $100 gift card tonight. And Dustin Giffen. Dustin Giffen, you are also a recipient of the $100 gift card that will be done by our administration. Please email support@hivesforheroes.org so you can get that. Dustin Giffen and C. Perry. Both of y'all have received $100 gift cards for literally just showing up and typing a little bit of freedom. Matt, great piece in there as well. Suicide hotline is pound 988 if you ever need any services that we cannot provide. Of course, we are not mental health professionals or anything of that nature. We are going to gather those resources, and they are yours. Whatever you need from us will point you in the right direction. All right. This is also clearly a very fun organization, but we do take things very seriously. And what we take seriously is you. We care about you. We want you to be around, and we just want you to enjoy a hobby that we love as well. This community has grown exponentially over the past couple of years. I think when Charlie came on, we were 750 people or something of that nature? 4,000. So we've doubled, right? We've doubled since Charlie came on, doing all the matching and mentoring throughout the United States.
Charlie said 400.
Oh, 400.
400 guys. We started out low, and we've doubled that times 10.
It's like a hive, right? We just keep exponentially growing when you do things right. So if anybody wants to reach out to us to provide your unique abilities and strengths, please reach out to us. We're all approachable. 100% agree. Know that if you reach out to anybody on this channel, you're going to get a friendly face to talk to you. I promise you that. If not, let us know, and we'll do some corrections on the back end. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, just a couple of things, Steve. Just throw out, join or subscribe to the Hives for Heroes Facebook page and the Hives for Heroes group page. On the group page, share your guys' stories with your newbie and mentor. Add or help others out there. Along with that, March 6th through the 8th, North Carolina has a joint conference with South Carolina, and they just released. We have David Burns this as our VIP speaker, along
Nice.
with some scientific NC State and some others.
Nice.
Will be presenting.
Oh, y'all are gonna have a great time out there. And thank you for leading us into that next section right there. So the next events that are coming up that we know that we will be at, as you know, there's conferences that go on all over the place. Kevin Monfeld has stepped up to be our state leader in Nebraska. Kevin runs Beeman. Please be supportive there. He also has a learning yard. Him and Greg are friends, right? So Kevin Monfeld will be at the Deer Expo. I think it's a convention there with the Deer and Game Expo. That's going to be happening, I think, from Wednesday through Saturday, something like that, of this week. He's set up and ready to go, so reach out to him. Again, another friendly face, Kevin Monfeld with Beeman. And then we have another conference in Vermont. We have a conference in Eastern Missouri, and another conference in the South Adirondacks, right? So that's 4 right there in this next week that we will be a part of. So please come up, say hi, get any information or things that you need, or just have a conversation. Just connect with somebody. You'll be right there. If you're wanting to support the organization anyway, please reach out to support@hivesforheroes.org. And we'll get with you there as well. Julie just said it's the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo. Large expo. As you notice, it doesn't have anything to do with bees, but it does have to do with connections, and they're going to be there, and they're there for you as well. They run a great organization out there with Bee Bum. I think they're the Baskin Robbins of creamed honey, if I'm not mistaken. They got like 24 flavors of this stuff, and it's all delicious. So as we wrap up, thank you all for being here. We did go long. Thank you for your patience. That was an awesome recap with Yappy. Like I said, he is everywhere all the time. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for everything that you do. And as Matt said, please follow on Instagram, Facebook, join the Facebook group page, LinkedIn, and the YouTube. When you hit the subscribe and the bell, you'll actually see these lives come on. We do them every second Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. Central. And also check your emails. You'll be receiving more emails as well, whether that's newsletters or highlights that are coming out. And look for some big revamping as well. Some extra stuff going on in Hives for Heroes that's here to support you and make it easier for you to get connected. Thank you all, and have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Bye-bye.